Hi, I'm Stephen Koprince, Managing Partner of Koprince Law, LLC. Today I'm talking about an interesting GAO case demonstrating that sometimes a winning bid of zero can be acceptable. Yeah, it may sound strange, but on a fixed price competition, sometimes the winning bidder can bid zero, and it's perfectly okay. That's what happened in a recent GAO bid protest decision called LCPTracker, Inc. Now in that case, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, sent a solicitation for web-based payroll services to 3 small businesses. The 3 small businesses that received the solicitation were eMARS Incorporated, LCPTracker, Inc., and Elation Systems, Inc. The successful offer, according to the solicitation, was to provide web-based payroll services to 6,000 users dispersed across the country. Well, all 3 of the small businesses that received the solicitation elected to submit a proposal. LCPTracker proposed a fixed price of approximately $1 million. eMARS submitted a proposal and proposed a fixed price of approximately $500,000. And then there was Elation. Elation submitted a fixed price of 0. And that's right, nothing. Now, Elation's low price concerned HUD, but after some back and forth, including the involvement of the SBA under the Certificate of Competency process, Elation ended up getting the contract. They got the contract. It was a low price at a fixed price of 0. Now, not surprisingly, LCPTracker and eMARS thought something was a little funny about that, so they filed GAO bid protests. Both of them did. And they argued, at least in part, that the contract with Elation was void for lack of consideration. In other words, they were arguing that a fixed price contract of 0 is legally improper. Now, consideration is one of those law school 101 principles that really only come up every so often in real life. It's a doctrine stating that in order for a contract to be valid, each party must receive some meaningful benefit from the contract. Each party's getting something from the deal. Now, in the case of a government contract, the meaningful benefit to the government is usually the services or goods that are being provided, and to the contractor, it's usually money. And that, of course, would have been the case if the contract had been awarded to LCPTracker or eMARS. But consideration does not need to be in the form of a monetary benefit. Now, in this case, Elation argued it would benefit from the contract. The consideration was present because the contract would expose it to 6,000 users. Elation apparently believed that those users were potential customers for other services and that performing the contract would expose it to those customers and allow it to market its additional services to those customers. Elation apparently believed that it would ultimately benefit from the contract by increasing its market share for other services by marketing to those users. And GAO took Elation at its word. They held that this was sufficient consideration and upheld the award to Elation. Now, it's important to note that this situation in the LCPTracker protest does not necessarily apply in every case. Now, sometimes a fixed price bid of 0 won't be acceptable. For example, some solicitations call for the agency to evaluate what's called price realism. That's the question of whether an offeror's fixed price is too low to understand the work, too low to give the agency confidence that the offeror won't simply go bankrupt in the middle of the contract and walk off the job. In such cases, it is possible, although not certain, given the potential of the SBA involvement for certificate of competency, but possible that a fixed price bid of 0 could simply be rejected as unrealistic and the offer would be kicked out of the competition. When price realism is not evaluated, however, the GAO has long held that it is acceptable for an offeror to bid below cost on a fixed price solicitation. Now, usually below cost is below cost. It's not 0, but below cost, I suppose, could be 0 as well. The GAO's rationale is that companies can indeed have valid business reasons for bidding below cost. A company may want to gain a foothold with a new federal customer. A company may want to obtain a contract that will provide important past performance references to be used on future contracts. Or in Elation's case, a contractor may have an interest in increased exposure to potential third-party customers. So as the LCPTracker case shows, a fixed price bid of 0 may be odd, but it's not necessarily improper.